Welcome to the podcast by John Bushnell. I'm the father of 8, and I've often wondered what are some of the things that I've actually done right. And one of the things that science is saying I've done right is reading to my children, telling them stories, reading to them, letting them hear my voice, even at the youngest age. With some of our children, that happened while they were still in their mother's stomach. For others, it happened after they came out. But early on, I was telling stories, reading them books, even before they had any idea of what words were on a page. It was hearing my voice. It was a familiar voice. It was a voice they could trust. So I want to encourage all parents out there, regardless of where you are with your young children, even if they're in the hospital, in the NICU, or PICU, or in the nursery, the toddler stage, in first grade, 8th grade, teenager, don't not read to them. There's all kinds of things that you can read to them that they would want to hear, or telling them stories, sharing stories from your past or your parents' past. It's amazing sometimes to hear or watch my children's eyes light up as they hear their grandfather's stories and realize, wow, I've heard that story a lot, but now they're hearing it for the first time, or for the first time as a teenager, or even as a young adult. So I would really encourage you, tell stories, read stories, and make it purposeful. If it's an every night occurrence, that's probably great. But if you can't make it every night, then you're going to want to do it as often as you can. Maybe it's once a week that you're telling a story, and most nights that you're reading. Other things that maybe I've done right as a parent is purposefully talk about things that are going on. If we're driving somewhere, talking about what's going on in school, what are you learning today? Asking questions that they can't just answer yes or no to, but questions they have to think about. Well, yeah, what did I learn today? Or this is something I learned. So a great question that I found is that question. What have you learned today? Or what's one thing that you learned today that's the highlight of your day? Another question I would ask is, tell me 3 things that you did today that you don't think I know about. So these are things that they obviously didn't do with me, something they do with their brother or sister or with their mother or on their own. And it's a great time to find out what they've been doing, to see what they are interested in, because it's what they did that they want to share about. So 2 different questions that you can ask riding along or at the dinner table or as you're with your children. And I would really encourage you, dads especially, talk with your children. And that means you ask them questions that they can't answer yes or no to, and that means that then after asking the question, you let them answer. Silence is okay. Don't think you have to fill in after the question by starting to answer it for them. Let the silence be there. They're not afraid of the silence, so don't you be afraid of it. And that silence gives them more opportunity to think about the question you've asked and then to answer it. Now, if they're silent for a little bit longer than you're comfortable for, you can always ask the question again or state it a little bit differently, but don't answer the question. Let the question stay on the table until they answer it. Well, that's really all for now. Look forward to talking with you again. I hope that was useful. This is John Bushnell, father of 8, signing off.